Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maximo and I'm here checking out J-Stars Victory vs. Plus. Those of you who are frequent viewers of my channel may know that I actually imported the Japanese version of J-Stars. And I didn't like it very much then. But we'll go and have a look through the English version and see how much better that it gets. So we got the control settings, as I thought, simple controls and the simple controls. You can even turn on Screen Jolt, which is kind of neat. You've also got the sound sliders, and you've also got a good amount of the soundtrack. I mean, most of these look familiar from the Japanese version, but I couldn't tell you right off the bat if it included all the songs. I imagine it doesn't, honestly, because this game is a bloody not licensing nightmare. You're telling me they're going to be able to get all the songs too? No, that just sounds insane. So for those of you who don't know what J-Stars Victory Versus is, it is a crossover between well over a dozen Japanese franchises. Like, look at all of these franchises. I've never heard of half of these. I mean, I've heard of Saint Seiya and JoJo, and of course, there's Dragon Ball Z and Naruto. We've all heard of them. And, you know, Hunter x Hunter and One Piece and Bleach. There are a ton of different franchises that get a nose in here or there. Fist of the North Star. This sounds ridiculous, by the way. Listen to the way they say this. Yeah, I don't even know, but yeah. You have a ton of different things that are in this game. Now, you have the J-Point shop. And when you level up those 3 meters up in the top right by completing battles, you'll unlock more stuff. So as we can see here, we currently have 10 slots, which is kind of strange. It means that you're limited to who you can purchase at any one time, which is a little bit disappointing, but at the same time, you're probably not going to be earning money that fast. So we can buy a few people here if we like. So I just bought Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star. You can buy whoever you please, really. Doesn't really matter. There's also support characters who do other special attacks, but we'll get into how that works once we're in the actual game. And you can also buy items for the story mode. And there are also other things we can buy. If I just go down to the bottom here, I should be able to see. There they are, bronze coins. So we'll just buy a bunch of these, because why not, right? Alright, so we just bought a bunch of crap. Now, J-Star's cards are a little strange. The idea is, you get bronze coins, you put them in, and you get cards from them. Apply these cards to a deck set of some kind, and they'll give extra bonuses to your characters. So, if we go back and we go to the J Customize area, we can put on cards that give us bonuses. So if we just go on here, we can pick this. 20% bonus of special attack damage. Recovery time is reduced. Attack plus 4 for the first few seconds. I actually quite like that. Higher attack for the first 30 seconds. And so you just build up a small deck like this. And you can also choose not to use a deck at all if you prefer vanilla. Because every card comes with an advantage and a disadvantage. We've also got online battles, but I can't tell you anything about them, unfortunately, because I haven't been able to find a game. And judging by some of the comments left around some places, I can't say not many other people have been able to either. You've got Free Battle, you've got Arcade, Victory Road, and J Adventure. Arcade is new to this version, and the basic idea is that you pick your team, and then you go through a series of 6 fights, and those 6 fights are predetermined. And you know, you got to try and finish it as fast as possible for a high score, but yeah, that's kind of dull. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into J Adventure. I did actually go through this on the previous video, but I mean, well, we're here doing this anyway, so you might as well. Every one of these stories has a different series of characters and story plot points, so I've only just been playing this one again. So we're just going to load directly into this game. It's a neat little effect, I must say. So the idea is we're just sailing around this world, and we have locations that we can go to get fetch quests, which are basically go to one end of the map, go to the other end of the map. So if we press triangle, we can actually see some of them. So yeah, we got 2 quests here, the main quest and a side quest. And there are minor bits of dialogue in between parts of the quests, but there's not really that much to say about that. It's all silent, so it doesn't really matter as much as it is really made out to. You can even come to the J-Point shop while you're here, and also save and quit. So we're going to have to make our way down to the portal to the Hell Dimension in the bottom right there, because there's not really much else we can go do. There are also other enemy ships on this map, and if you run into them, you will pretty much just get into a random fight. It's basically like well, it's not so much a random battle in an RPG, but it's like that. So we get warped to another dimension, and it's basically just another map. Nothing too amazing about it. Although you do see weird creatures swimming around a bit. Those are always a bit odd. So you'll often run into random characters from different franchises, and it often really doesn't make that much sense, honestly. I don't really think there's a story here at all. The idea is that there's a J-Stars tournament going on, or a Jump Stars tournament, because this is a combination of all Jump characters, like Weekly Shonen Jump. So they've all been offered to fight in the tournament, but we actually have to get there first. Unfortunately, well, we already got there, and then we have to go find some objects hidden around the map, but it seems that at this point all we can really do is get into a fight, so let's get into a fight. So we've got 2 different characters and Goku as a support for some bloody reason, so we'll just go right in. Wait for the game to load. It's a bit of a slow loader, but it's not too bad. Although it does still take a little bit. Away we go. So you get all these character introductions. You might notice the subtitles here, but when the characters do their ultimate attacks, they have no subtitles. I know, it makes no sense, but it happens anyway. I'm not going to claim why it does. Alright, so away we go. So, J-Stars Victory Versus is a 3-dimensional brawler in the same sense of... What's the word I'm looking for? I think it was the Budokai Tenkaichi games. And Dragon Ball Xenoverse, if you've played that. So the idea is... we have a weak attack on square and a strong attack on triangle. So I will just go and try and demonstrate them. Except I appear to be having a lot of trouble with that. God damn it. Come on. We also have a block on the R button, which might be a smart idea to use. So yeah, you combine square and triangle in order to make different combinations of attacks. You can also hold them down for different effects. So if you hold triangle down, it'll do a shield break. But you can also, if you hold the R button, which is your block button, square and triangle also do different things. I think I'll avoid that for the time being. Now, you also have the circle button. The circle button is your long-range attack. Actually, that's more of a it's more of a special attack, really, I should say. And that's called uses stamina down the bottom left there. Every character has a stamina attack you can use by blocking and pressing the X button. I appear to be in trouble because I'm being ganged up on. And you need stamina to use special attacks. Everybody has 3 different kinds of special attacks. They have circle, which is your default ranged attack. Up and circle, which is a special attack. And then if you hold R and then press circle, you'll get a area attack, which is designed to help you when you're being absolutely destroyed. It appears the other team's going into victory burst mode, but I'll explain that when I get around to it, because I've still got more mechanics to explain. You lock onto different characters by using the bottom right corner of the touchscreen, which is kind of annoying admittedly, because it's actually kind of easy to miss. Also, that's so annoying. You have no idea how annoying that is. So yeah, use the bottom right corner of the touchscreen. You can also use the top left corner to do a taunt. Probably wasn't a good idea to do one there. There's an example of an area attack. And then I follow it up with a melee combo. Charge up my stamina while I got the chance. Yeah, if you tap the bottom left corner of the screen, it will do what's called a support attack. Unfortunately, Luffy did it just about a second before I did. But basically, it sends out your assist character to help out in the fight. But he only does 1 or 2 attacks, and then he basically just goes away. Yeah, if you tap in the top right, while the victory meter is on the side, and your teammate has also decided to do it, you'll go into victory burst mode, which gives you more damage and makes you a lot faster. It also lets you do this. Tap on the top right corner of the screen, and you do an ultimate attack. Watch this. No subtitles, so you can't tell what he's saying. That's so annoying, honestly. But anyway, I just blew the hell out of him, so let's go and finish this battle off. Every battle is first to 3 knockdowns, which I find a bit strange, considering it's 2 on 2, honestly. Don't know why they decided to do 2 on 2, but whatever. If you hold L, you can do running and... Yeah, you can do running, and you can also... If you've got a character that's capable of it, you can fly while you're in the air. See, Luffy can't do it, but if you have a Saiyan character like Son Goku, yeah, that'll work. Oh, come on. Kind of stuck here. Now, you might be asking, what else is there to this game? Not much else, really. That's a pretty simple thing. It's pretty simple, honestly. It's a very simple fighting system, and there isn't that much to actively encourage variety. God damn it. This guy's not annoying the bejesus out of me. Did not mean to hit the start button. I hope oh god. Not. Well, first of all, not Naruto. Second of all, ow. Ow. Okay, we won it just at the sound of the bell there. But yeah, there's really nothing else to the fighting in this game, honestly. It's a little bit shallow, I guess is the word I'm looking for. And the problem with the fighting being shallow is that with the fighting being that way, the game modes around it kind of have to pick up the slack. And as I said before, this mode here, J Adventure, it's basically a pretty much nonsense story, or well, not really nonsense, but more like barely there story to give you a reason to go between several places again and again and again and again and again. Because you're just puttering back and forth, looking for the next thing to do, following the dots on your minimap until you literally have no dots anymore. Then you just have to wander around until you can find someone who can help you. See? Just sometimes you just talk to people and they say something related to a franchise you might not know about. Personally, I'm not familiar with any of these franchises at all. So it's a little bit strange to see all these franchises and not have a clue what any of them are related to each other. I mean, certainly someone who actually knows the franchises in this game would probably get a lot more enjoyment out of this than I would, but we're talking about America here, and as far as I'm aware, a lot of these didn't really... Yeah, Floating Baby for some reason. I'm not even going to claim to know what that's about. But a lot of these series never really made landfall in America, or at least in popular America, or even something even remotely close to mainstream. So, it's just a... Oh, we can actually go in from here for some reason. I don't know why. Well, I'm willing to bet we're about to get into another fight, though. Well, that's a bit of a surprise. Doesn't really have full voice acting, it just uses the little voice clips that a few RPGs tend to use. This probably makes sense to One Piece fans, honestly. I have no idea what the deal is. That's a weird picture to have. Good lord, look at how far back she can bend. That's ridiculous. Oh god, Vegeta's turned up. I am a vain and proud character. No shit. Alright, so yep, it appears... Yep, it appears we'll be fighting Vegeta. Vegeta's actually my main in the game's Victory Road mode, but anyway, away we go. So we can change characters here, so I think I'm going to change to Luffy, just so you don't have to watch me play the same character every time. So, let's go with Luffy. And we can also change our character type so that we get specific sets of... So that we get specific sets of experience, and we can also change our deck. So let's have this fight, shall we? We'll just wait for it to load. And then after this, I'll go play some Victory Road, then I'll show off what arcade's like, and then we'll bring this video to an end. When it decides it wants to load. So with J-Adventure basically being a point-to-point fetch quest of a game, and... And with Victory Road has its own problems, but I'll get onto that. It's up to the fighting. And as I said before, the fighting is actually quite dull. My main problem with it is that when you get knocked down, you gain invincibility for several seconds, which means it's kind of hard for the melee fights to maintain any real sense of speed, because after one combo, you'll end up just knocking them to the ground. And either they'll have the chance to block, or they'll have invincibility for several seconds. Meanwhile, you won't. And since you don't have invincibility, you have to basically back off and wait for the invincibility to run out. And that's infuriating, honestly. Sure, there's a lot of different characters, and they all have their own sets of attacks and stuff like that. And unlocking them all and playing with them all would take a fair amount of time, but that doesn't change the fact that I find the melee attacking to be absolutely infuriating at times because of this. This is Luffy's ultimate attack, by the way. Admittedly, the game looks really nice in the middle of all this. All the stuff falling down, all the vividness and the colorfulness of the worlds. The character models look pretty damn good as well. But again, it's all just kind of made useless. Well, not so much useless as made annoying by the fact that you just have to wait for the invincibility to run out every time you knock someone down. And it really slows down the fights and makes it a lot slower than it really needs to be. Not to mention, once you get knocked into a combo, there's pretty much nothing you can do about it. You have to fully anticipate what everyone else is going to do. Otherwise, you're just going to get knocked on your ass for a few seconds and there's nothing you're going to be really able to do. So there's not really much way I could have broken out of that. I could have used my support character, but the other teammate seems to love using them before I get the chance to. Okay, we just won. This mode actually starts out pretty easy, and it's probably going to continue being pretty easy, but not much I can say about that. So we're going to go back to the world map. We're going to skip that cutscene that's, well, the cutscene that's probably coming up. And then we'll go and check out Victory Road. Because Victory Road is actually quite strange. I don't even know what character levels have to do with anything in this mode, to be honest with you. I know there's a trophy to get them, but that's about it. And away goes Vegeta. The fact that Vegeta got the crap beaten out of him by freaking Luffy from One Piece is kind of ridiculous. But yeah, it's just a lighthearted romp with a lot of characters I really don't know anything about. Yeah, I'm not going to claim that there aren't people who would love this, but honestly, if you are someone who would love this sort of thing, you probably would have bought this game already. I mean, think about it. Anyone who actually pays attention to anything related to all these Japanese franchises would have known that J-Star Victory Versus would have come out already. So, you would have played and finished this easily. So we're going to go into... Actually, I should probably go change my characters now I think about it, if I can. Just so I can get a couple of extras in here that aren't the same team, so you can actually watch different people. We'll get Kinshiro in here, because why not? And we'll get Goku. Actually, no, we'll get Naruto. Why not? Some of them also have different support attack moves, but we'll just let that slide. It's... If that invincibility wasn't there constantly to annoy the absolute bejesus out of me, it might have been a lot faster and a lot more enjoyable, at least in my point of view. But it really just devolves into a cycle of beat him, back up, so on, so on, so on. And if you've got a character with really strong ranged attacks like Vegeta, then that's basically all you do, because that's basically all you're good at. That's basic, yeah, I'm going to stop saying basically now. But that is all you can do as a ranged character. Beat the crap out of them with a ranged attack, and then pull back, charge up your stamina, and let it go. You could use a physical-based character, but then you have to beat the crap out of them, then block, wait for them to go non-invulnerable, and then that's pretty much it. Thought I could hit him there, but he managed to attack me first. The CPU seems to have a weird priority in the sense that they get to attack you first a lot. Admittedly, it makes the game very easy to pick up, though, which I'll give a credit for that. It's not a hard game to understand at all, considering that the control scheme is pretty much the same for every character, and there is even a simple mode. So, get together a couple of friends, at least online, because, you know, no split screen mode in this. I hate how Vegeta doesn't have a downward strong attack. Oh. Okay, apparently I got my face covered in bloody curry. Curry? Ramen? Whatever. So maybe if you got together a couple of friends online, you'd be able to have a fair bit of fun with this, but just fighting against the CPU really does devolve into... Actually, I'll go Super Saiyan. I have time. But fighting as a CPU really does just devolve into... Beat the crap out of them, wait for their invincibility to run out, and then do it all over again. See, that is the most powerful ranged attack that I've come across so far, and I quite like it. But anyway, we get to Victory Burst. I quite like watching Vegeta's ultimate attack because he makes the most ridiculous facial expression ever. Watch this. Ah! I love that. I love that expression. That's just incredible. That is an amazing expression and I love it. But anyway. It's not that bad of a game, honestly. I think a lot of people gave me shit for calling it... well, for not liking it, I should say, back when I played the Japanese version of it. And even now, I don't think it's that good of a game. And it could have a ton of improvements made to it. But at the state that it's at right now, I can't find myself wanting to play it for more than a couple of hours because I don't know the franchise. I don't know the franchises. I don't know the characters, or at least most of them. And the fighting isn't good enough to make up for it, and the modes aren't good enough to make up for the fighting. So I just end up getting very bored very fast. But then again, since I don't know anything about these franchises, people who do know about these franchises have probably already bought this game. So why they would be bothering to ask me about this, I have no idea. Now, for some reason, it's not actually giving me a battle with a challenge in it. But basically, the levels in Victory Road have different challenges to them. For example, like, do one area attack. Do one ultimate attack, get a taunt in, stuff like that. And they get more and more advanced as time goes on, because I remember from when I had to look them up back in the... When I had to look them up back in the... back in the Japanese video. They're nothing interesting, really. They're just random things to do. Unfortunately, you can't actually go back along these fights. You have to do them in a row. Thankfully, you can exit in the middle of them, but you do have to do them in a row, and you can't be like... Go and do one level, then try and do another level. Something like that, you know? So yeah, you just have to go through and try again and again if you fail the challenge, which is really annoying. And then Arcade. I said I was going to show off how it works. I don't really need to show it off, but yeah, as I said before, it's a series of 6 fights, and you unlock more series of fights as time goes along. And they're all predetermined, and you have to beat the crap out of them as fast as possible in order to get a time limit. In order to get a high score and a low time, basically. I have no idea who that is, but her breasts are gigantic. I have a rough idea of who that is, and her breasts are also gigantic. Also, her name is terrible. Alright, whatever. This guy's weird. I don't even know why there's an a yellow octopus in this game, but whatever. I've learned to stop asking stupid questions. It's annoying that it puts on the same area, but whatever. I imagine this is some sort of counter attack. Yep. Thousand Fist of Fury. That's probably not the name, but I imagine that's some sort of name for some sort of attack. Yep, it was a counter attack, alright. And it knocked him over for a bit, but didn't actually activate his invincibility. So it's not that bad. It's a cool idea for a crossover, and there are a lot of different characters and stuff, and obviously someone who actually pays attention to these franchises would be thrilled that this made it over. Because this many voices, this many different franchises, it would be a licensing nightmare. But for those of us who aren't actively interested in these franchises, you should probably avoid this, as it's not really that interesting of a game. And that's going to be the big deal for me, because the gameplay in games actually matters to me a lot. And usually, there's a reason I didn't keep playing Earth Defense Force Insect Armageddon, because I didn't like the gameplay despite the fact that it had Earth Defense Force in the name. So, I feel the same way about this, really. The gameplay just isn't good enough to keep me interested, and I got knocked flat on my ass after doing an ultimate attack. That is so infuriating. Come here. I hate you, you stupid octopus. Yeah, you die now. So, I guess it's time for me to be perfectly honest. I wouldn't recommend this to anyone except fans of these franchises. And maybe someone looking for a simple and easy brawler, because it is actually a fairly easy brawler, at least at the beginning. I imagine it gets harder later on. I'm just trying to avoid every attack possible, and I'm not doing a fantastic job of it. Excuse me. So yeah, if you're a fan of these franchises, you already own this, so what are you doing watching this video? If you're not a fan of these franchises, well, the gameplay in this isn't exactly the most satisfying thing in the world. And the several seconds of invincibility damage and from damage, and the Mo's not exactly being interesting enough to hold up the gameplay are probably the most frustrating things I could imagine, because you would hope that a crossover game with this many characters would actually give off a good impression with this gameplay, but personally for me, it really doesn't. And someone's probably going to give me shit for saying everything I just said, but then again, it's the internet. I had someone tell me this is why my channel failed, because I didn't like this one freaking game. It's infuriating sometimes, honestly. That's so annoying. I swear the AI has priority to attack in this, because it just seems to have a strange ability to attack before you can in this. I don't know what it is. That would be a really annoying sound effect. I'll have to mute the audio there. But anyway, that was J-Star's victory versus. If you didn't listen to the last couple of minutes of what I just said, I'm not going to repeat them, honestly, because my voice is starting to hurt. So, this has been Blue Maxima. Don't know why Naruto... Oh yeah, he's my support character, of course. But anyway, this has been Blue Maxima, and I'll see you all next time.